Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Want to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video. And guess what? We'll talk. Well, hey family, happy Friday. This is Darlene stopping by real quick. I am sitting here working on some more men necklace, not necklaces, but bracelets. And I am using, I had a bag of these different size beads that I got from oh my God, who sent these to me? Miss Tia. Miss Tia sent me a bag of wood beads, and these are all different sizes. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with them. So what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to literally just put them all together like this and put a skull bead right here at the top and a couple of these little beads right, the metal spacers right here. So the skulls, I can't remember when I bought these skulls. Oh my God, maybe about 6 months ago. And I got these from Michael's, I believe. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I'm like, okay, well, I like them, but I really don't know what I'm going to do with them. But I do know what I'm going to do with them now. We're going to go ahead and make these bracelets, and we'll get as many as we can using the beads that we got here. It looks like we might be able to get about 3, maybe 4 if I really kind of push it and dig around and find some other beads to add in with it. So they are the smaller beads, and they take a little bit longer to bead. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And what I'm going to do is we're going to start with just adding one of these little beads right here on here. And then we'll grab one of our metal spacers. And then we're just going to randomly throw these beads on here. Go ahead and put one of these skulls. And I probably won't do all of them on video because it's basically just the same, me doing the same bracelet, like over and over again. It's not like if I'm making, 2 or 3 different bracelets. These are basically going to be all the same. And we're just going to grab beads and just start putting them on here. And I tried to make sure that they're all pretty much close to the same size, because there were bigger beads in there like these right here. And then there was some even bigger than that. And I don't want the bracelet to look, like odd. Different sizes are cool, but not too much bigger. So we're just going to go ahead and randomly throw these beads on here. And I can say randomly, but in my mind, I'm still looking for like a color scheme. And then that's the whole thing about that. You're trying to do it random, but you're still trying to figure out a color scheme. Well, I don't want the red with that. I don't want the blue right there. I don't want the green right there. I don't want that. But so it really don't even turn out being random, I guess. And I do like these, but I wish I had more of these beads. I'm going to try to find some somewhere because I like how all those colors look on there like that. Just a really cool, it looks like a masculine bracelet to me. So I'm on this men's bracelets or men jewelry kick. I ordered some leather cord this morning because I want to try out some leather necklaces I'm going to be doing, and I got a couple of ideas in mind, and I'm hoping they come out looking like what I'm hoping they will look like, once I finish. So whenever I get the cord in and I test it out, and if it looks good, I'll go ahead and do a video. Because we can have them thoughts in our mind. We'll have an idea, and we bring that idea out of our mind and shoot, and sometimes it don't look nothing like what we visualized. Let's just do this. We're just gonna put, see if we got a couple of reds. And that's not bad because these ain't like teeny beads. So it's not bad as far as beading. It takes a little bit longer, but it's still, you know, once it's finished, it's like really cool. Just with all these little various colors. Because I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Do I got to pick through these beads to try to find some that really match? And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm getting ready to just pick through here, grab these beads, and just add them right on here and then see what we come out with. And I think we came out with some goodies. So we just, by the time I finish with this, I've been and used all these beads right here, which is good stuff. And I've used just about everything that she sent me. Just about all the beads that she sent me, I pretty much used most of them. I got some in here I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with. But I'll find something to do with them. Mix them with something, maybe make some earrings or do something like that. The wood beads that I got from, oh my God, I forgot his name. The other box that I got, I painted those beads. So I did do something with those. In fact, those are drying. I got some gold beads over there drying. So I'm going to make some really pretty, just all gold bracelets and a couple of necklaces using those 25mm hand painted gold beads. And they're like a beautiful gold. I went ahead and painted the bead all the way. You know, I like to do like a color wash on the beads for the gold, and I call it my vintage gold. But in this case, I went ahead and just painted the entire bead gold, and they look really pretty. So I'll come back and probably make a necklace and a couple of bracelets. I think this one is about the same. Got a couple more beads on here. And these are going to be 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5 size bracelets. For men, like I said, a lot of men have big hands. Some men have small hands, but a lot of men have big hands. And as long as it comfortably goes over their hand and fits the wrist, you know, that's good stuff. Because I know they don't want it, you know, like really tight or anything. So it should be, well, I make them between 7.5. Some I'll do like a 9-inch. And I was thinking, have I really ever sold a bracelet that was 9 inches? Yeah. If it was a person that was like a heavier size, you know, like heavy plus size man or woman. I have done that like out and about. But for the most part, I don't go all out making those like that because, you know, it just, I don't know. I just ain't really sold them like that. And we're going to put one more bead on here, and then we're going to put it on this side. And then that's the thing, as you guys know, when you make enough make enough things, sizes and all that type of stuff, you just pretty much know, you know, how many beads to use, how many beads not to use, what size it is. Because I know people done asked me that many a times, why you don't use a beading board? Well, why would I need to use a beading board if I know how many beads it take to make a 7-inch bracelet or a 7.5 or 8 or something? I just don't spend money on things I just absolutely positively don't need. And then when I started making jewelry, I wasn't watching videos or going by what people were saying or, you know, watching stuff to be taught. I pretty much taught myself the beaded jewelry and also the leather jewelry when I used to do leather and suede jewelry. So I didn't watch videos and, anything that everybody said on these videos was law. So I had to just kind of learn my way through, and I just figured whatever works basically works. These look really cool. So for anybody who is into skulls, I like it with all the different colors, right? Just kind of randomly putting these together. But I don't have a problem with boards or any type of equipment or things that people need to create. I just don't, and to me, a lot of it is, spending money that you really don't need to spend. And I've never been a wasteful spender like that. I just never, and I'm thinking maybe that's because the way we grew up, we just were not wasteful. And it's not because we had to be, doing all that kind of stuff, but it was sensible spending in my household. My mother didn't, she kept a well ran household, cooked every night. She cooked breakfast, lunch. Well, we wasn't at home during the daytime, Monday through Friday, but Saturdays, lunch. She cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every Saturday, just about every Saturday, my mother would go through our bedrooms, pull everything out of our closet. It was a clean day, wash day. So we had to wash and clean up all day on Saturday. And even while doing all that, she was still cooking and like doing all that kind of stuff. The yard was being done, all that type of stuff. So maybe that's where that comes from, just not having to just, let me go spend, let me go buy this, let me go. It all had to make sense. We just kind of came from that environment. It better make sense. If it don't make sense, leave it alone. Yeah, I think that's one of the problems, like with, debt, pretty much. Because we run out here and spend because we think we need it, or because somebody said that we need it, or, all that other kind of stuff. No, we don't need it. I know I don't. Because I know, even like when I be hooping, hush, Darlene. No, I'm not. Even like when I be putting the little hoops on things, I know there is a tool. Let me see. There is a tool that can do this, like that little hoop part right there. I know there's I forget what they call it because I've seen people using it where you can do those different size hoops on the end of it. To me, that just looks so manufactured. I don't have anything against that. If that's what you use, by all means, keep using it. It looks good. It looks professional. It looks good. But to me, for me, it would look too manufactured. I don't like my stuff to look like that. I want it to look handmade, like I literally made it by hand, as professional as I can possibly make it look. So when it's a little crooked and, I just like it to look handmade. I don't want it to look manufactured and I do my best to make sure it's professional looking and, and durable. I like durable. So if people are spending money for what it is that you're making, we got to do the best that we can to make sure that it's quality. I was looking at, what was I on? It might have been eBay. I was on there ordering something. What was I on there ordering? I was ordering something. It was on eBay, and I like to look at the reviews. And the people are so honest. Had ordered a bracelet or something, and they had said as soon as I wore it, the chain broke. So they said as soon as I put it on, the chain broke. And I think it was a 3-tier or 3-layered neck bracelet or something that had a closure. And I could see where the chain had broken because they took a picture. You know how they put the stuff up there. And I was just like, see, that's unfortunate. And then that could just be one of them times where something just broke. That I don't think that is always a reflection of the quality of what people are doing. Just every once in a while something happens. And who's to say that that person didn't have a really huge hand or really huge wrist and trying to force it to close or something? It's like we don't know that, but I still read reviews and stuff. But then as I'm going through the reviews, there's another review, and somebody else said the necklace, they wore the necklace for 3 months, and the spacers that were supposed to be bronze or antique color, they faded. So I was like, okay, well, it's more than likely the cheaper um, supplies that they're using. So if they're using the cheaper supplies, there's no way you should be charging somebody $42 for that necklace, and that stuff is gonna fade. So that's when it's like you can't be being greedy. It's like, okay, no, I only paid $2 for that. I know eventually it's gonna fade. You can give me $5 for it. I paid 75 cents for the beads. 75 cents for the beads, and I got 50 bracelets out of them beads. No, go ahead and pay me $5. Because at the end of it, if something fades, they didn't pay you $42. You see what I'm saying? That's like $42. And it's like chances are you knew that was gonna fade because you bought the supplies or maybe bought them from somebody and stuff, and you've been on this platform long enough to know that or should be familiar enough with your product to know if it's going to fade in 3 months or not. And not only that, though, if you think it's going to fade, go ahead and put some little clear polish on it, so it don't so it don't fade. Okay, that's a little hack. Go on and put a little look go on and put a little clear polish on it if you think it's going to fade. I don't think this is going to fade, though. This came from Michael, so I don't know. I ain't had none of their stuff fade yet. But I'm not going to take no chance. I'm going to put some clear polish on it. Definitely. I should have did it before I put it on here. But I didn't think about it. But it's like, no. And that's a lot of money. $42 for something for it to fade in 3 months? That's crazy to me. But, it is what it is. Everybody out to get that dollar. But I would rather have repeat customers instead of a customer one time and that customer didn't have a good experience. I would rather keep my customers coming back. So if I did something and the quality ain't right and it's not, let me know so I can fix it the best that I can. That's why before I even send anything out, I try to make sure that that the quality is at least good. You're not gonna get that Louis Vuitton packaging. I'm not doing all that, not yet anyway. But it will be nicely packed, closed, and wrapped well. But spending all that money for tissue, and I'm not doing all that. And think about it, when we order from different places and stuff, they're not doing all that. The bigger companies, they're not doing that. They throw the stuff in the bag. It'd be nicely packed. And that's all there is there anymore. And I'm not saying don't do pretty packaging. That is not what Darlene is saying. Darlene is saying for her, she is going to basically make sure that your item is packaged really well in a nice little bag. You will be pleased with the packaging. I'm just not doing pretty packaging. That adds up and it costs you money. And then it bites into your bottom line. Not unless you're charging a nice, amount for your products where you can, be paying an arm and a leg for tissue papers and personalized custom bags and, like all that kind of stuff. That's good stuff, though. I'm not down in none of that. So Miss Darlene is not saying don't do pretty. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if it bites into your bottom line, meaning your profit, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. And when you begin to profit to where you can do pretty packaging, by all means do pretty packaging. But until then, that's not a good business practice to me. But that's just me. Because if the product ain't satisfactory, but the packaging was pretty, now what? I would prefer the product be exceed people's expectation, you know, as opposed to sending them pretty packaging and stuff. But again, that's just me. These are really cool. I might be able to get about 5 out of here. We gonna see though. We gonna see. And I'm gonna put one more bead on here. One of these need to have a hole big enough for. We'll use this little bead right here. I think it got a hole. And it's pretty much whatever, whatever makes sense for you. That's if you're selling or basically making jewelry. Because I do know a lot of people are getting into making jewelry and trying to sell what it is that they're making. I was looking at some stuff the other day. Actually, I was on Facebook the other day. And I really don't get a lot of time to scroll through Facebook and like really look at stuff and like do all that. I kind of go on there, do what I'm going to do and get off because I'm doing so many things everywhere else. So I really don't get a chance to just kind of scroll through, like casually kind of go through and look at posts and like stuff. And if something is in my feed and I see it, I'll like it or something like that, quick little nice or something like that. But just to be able to sit down and look at stuff and do all that, I really don't get to do that too often. Too much other stuff to be doing. But I saw something, I don't remember the channel. I mean, not the channel, but the page, and it was a lady. She was saying that she was new at making jewelry, and the way that the jewelry looked, she was asking for people. These are really cool, right? I might be able to get 5. Ooh, I wish I had more of these beads. I might be able to get 5 out of here. Maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe 5. So we got 3. We might be able to get 5. We're gonna shoot for it and see, because I got 2 more skulls, but then I think I got 3 more down there. And if I can't get as many as I want, these are really cool, right? And these are men. Oh, and you know what I think I'm gonna do? I might just make this a set. Let me see something. Because I like this, but then I'm looking at some other beads that I have. Let me finish this first, and then I think I'm going to make another bracelet to go with it to make it a two-piece set. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then maybe make it a solid color or something. But let's do this right here. But her jewelry, she was asking for people's opinion, like what they thought about it and how much she should charge for it, and like all that. And I was looking at the less than quality of it, and I was just like, ma'am, thinking to myself, you should not be trying to sell that first. You should be working on the quality. And I was just like, man, you can't expect somebody to pay for that because the quality is not there yet. And it's like when we do it, as long as we do it and keep doing it and keep doing it, the quality comes, we just get better and better at it. But it's like immediately trying to be selling something and it looks like that, people are not going to pay that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think people were kind of saying different things, but people are always trying to be gentle instead of telling folks the truth. It's like, you know what, tell that woman the truth. Just work on it a little bit more. Then by the time, you get really skilled at it, you should be able to charge maybe $30 for it, something like that. But right now, just a little bit more practice and you'll get it. But not like you just now learning and now you out here trying to be selling stuff. I be seeing people at events like that too. They be having some stuff out there and I'll be like, you should have kept that at home. And I be wondering if they get like sympathy sales. Because people feeling sorry for them because they done paid all that money and they're out there. And, And if I see what I see for mine, you see what yours looks like. Don't other people see what their stuff look like too? And then the thing is, would you buy it? Would you buy it? When you look at it, would you buy what you make? Would you even wear what you make? That's the whole thing about that one. You know, is the quality to where you would wear it. I want to put that bead on here. Might be able to get 5 out of here. We're going to definitely try. There's a lot of black beads in here for what I see. That's still good because we're going to go ahead and mix them all up in here. This one, it looks like it's going to come out a little bit more black. I'm so glad it's Friday, too. I don't know what to do. What about y'all? Oh, we went in early today, so we had an early day. I love when we do earlies where they ask you to come in early. My schedule is 10:30, from 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And even with that schedule, I have like a lot of freedom to kind of, because of how what my job is and how my job is. But when they ask me to come in early, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then do it until 1 or 2 o'clock, I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it today. But, you know, don't be asking me to do this all the time. But I said, yeah, today only because it was Friday. So I said, oh, yeah, I'll do it. But they asked me on Monday, this past Monday, if I would do it for today. So guess what? Here I am. Happy Friday. And my plan is, I'm hoping if the Lord says the same, I could just work all up into the night. And I got a really busy day tomorrow. So I'm going to go hang out with family. We planning to play some Monopoly. We're going to be playing cards. I told them to bring all your quarters so I can win them playing Tunk. And we're going to be playing some Monopoly. Eating up some food and just enjoying the day. But before I even get to them, I got a whole lot of errands to do before I even get to where they are. So I do want to get a lot of work done, you know, today, tonight. So tomorrow I can just kind of, you know, kick back. And I'm probably not going to stay going all day anyway. Because you know what? I don't know if you guys are like that, but when I'm gone doing things, I'm thinking about being at home because there's stuff that I want to do. Something I want to make, or something, ebook I'm working on, or something. It's like, I don't want to be where I am. I want to come home after a while. So I'm there, I'm enjoying the time, I'm doing whatever I'm doing. But after a certain length of time, it's like I'm ready to go home. And ready to go home because there's things at home that I would like to be doing. And my people know me. You got a good couple hours with me and I'm off to the Capitol. They done already asked me, how long you plan on staying? I said, well, we'll see once I get there. Because they already be knowing I want to go do some stuff. And time ain't waiting on none of us. At all, period. Okay, so we did good with this. We got 4. And I'm thinking we still might be able to get 5, but it's going to have a lot of black beads on it. And that's still cool too. And you guys probably can't see a thing I'm doing while I'm just sitting here talking. Sometimes I lose the concentration on letting you see what I'm doing because I be running off at the mouth, or I just be so involved in what I'm doing to where, and then it'll flash on me, well, Darlene, they probably can't see what you're doing. And I am going to at some point, because I know somebody had said something about, and I don't know if you people know, when you type it in all caps, that's like you're yelling. So you don't have to type stuff in all caps to communicate with me. Just do lowercase, a capital at the beginning of a sentence and where needed. And then, you know, lowercase everywhere else. And I hear you, you know, when you do that, because some people be like, and I'm like, okay, well, why did she come back and put that in caps? Does she know that that's like her yelling at me? And I just be like, maybe people don't know that. But you don't have to put it in caps. I got you. A couple people were saying, that's what that looks like, that they can't see because of the angle. And that tells me that they must be new or something, because I've said it a couple of times in the video about the way that I set everything up. I didn't even think it out that right in front of me is another wall. And the way that the table is situated, I have all the stuff arranged up here in front of me. So I can't take the camera and put the camera in front of me and make it to where you can zoom down right here. And if I do that, I can't even see what I'm doing. I guess I would have to some way position this, lift it up really, really high and position it over the table. But to me, that just feels very uncomfortable and impersonable. I don't like that. So I'm like, okay, I've been doing it like this for a minute, and hopefully people are getting the gist of what it is that I'm doing. And if you notice, many times when I'm making it, I will show you, or I will get up close like this. If there's something I think you really need to see. And this is basic, just beating the same. We don't. How many times have we made bracelets together? Forever. So we pretty much know what we're doing when we doing bracelets. It's not like I'm twisting some wire, or doing something. And I try to stay conscious of that stuff, but sometimes I be in my own little world and I be trying to bring y'all along with me and I forget you here, but this got something in it, so I'm just cleaning this out, trying to get my hole. And then we will put this one on, and I think this might be enough beads. Yep, it is. Actually, we need to put one more. Oh yeah, these came out really good. I really enjoy these little beads. I'm gonna have to find these somewhere because I really like these and all the different color. And oh, wait a minute. Oh good. I was going like, man, that's going to get tight. Yep, we need one more bead on here. I like the way the smaller beads look, but man, they take forever. And that's another thing too, though. The smaller beads for men bracelets actually do look more masculine. But I also have people that wear the big ones that I've been making, and that is all they wear. And that's how I know, I can make them. And there's a market for them because I know people that I make some for that, and they look very masculine. Very masculine. Okay, so we got this one. So we actually have 4. Oh, we did pretty good. So we got 4, and I think we should be able to get one more. Yep, so we got 5. So these are going to basically be a case on Fair, but on the retail store, it'll be 1. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is probably I might even make, if I can figure out some beads up and around here and I have enough of them, I might be, oops, and look, I got a couple lava beads left, so I might be able to do some lava. Not the gold, maybe just the lava beads, some of the wood beads, and then maybe one of these spacers as the center, and then make them 3 pieces, and then sell a 3-piece like that, right? But we're going to do the last one. So we did pretty good with these. We got 5 like I thought we would. Well, we got 4, and I'm hoping I can get 5. From what it looks like right here, we should be able to. That one, and then we'll do this color. You know what? Let's do a green bead out of here. Do a green bead. So we got that. And then it looks like put another brown. Let's see. And that's what we want. So now we're going to go ahead and close it off nice and tight. Wrap it a couple of times. 1, 2, a couple of times. 1, 2, 1 time, and then 2, 1, 2. You can burn the ends or put glue on the ends if you like. And remember, it's all about what you're comfortable with when you're making what you're making. That's all there is. There ain't no more. Nobody can tell you how to create what's in you to create. And we all have a creative spirit and a creative mind. And it tells us what it wants. We just have to listen. And when we listen, we create things that nobody else is creating. When we listen to ourselves, our inner creative man, and not, what people dictate and say, well, make this or make that, or, well, no, that ain't what we want to do. So let's turn these around. Because when we listen to our creative minds, we end up making some really unique pieces that's not like what everybody else is making, And that's what we want. Actually, I'm going to turn them around this way. Oh, yeah, these came out really nice. I like these. I like the color. I like the focal bead we use, the skull. I like these, right? Really nice, very nice bracelets. Really easy, nice bracelets. Nothing to it. We got 6 out of them. And if I really push, I'll be able to get 7. And I might do that off of camera, so I might end up with 7 of them.